everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. Although I won't be using astrology today for Trump's weekly reading, we're going to be going from July 2nd to the 8th. I'm sure I'll use cards. But anyway, let me just swap out cameras here and read on that guy over there. The one that belongs in the dumpster. So anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to use the Kipper this week, Tarot Marchetti's End of the Century, Fin de siècle, something like that, in French. Anyway, for this guy. Oh, goodness. Okay, let me put myself around him, see what's going on. Not going in, I'm just going around. So his all those recordings that were taken, you know, they're out in the news cycle now. Were taken at Bedminster, so I think that has to do with that third indictment that I saw coming, or that third series of indictments. That came through in the reading I did on him for that week of June 16th. Or actually, I think I did a separate reading on that one. Yeah, it was titled something like Trump Indicted in New Jersey, ? So that's in there if you want to look in the Trump readings playlist. And then other news is that Rudy went in voluntarily. So we know he flipped. He flipped like a burger. Oh my goodness. And I think Lisa and I got that last Saturday when we were reading together. We both got the, the flipper card, the hamburger flipper, like whatever, card out of the deck of character. We both held it up and went, what? Or maybe it was in Libby's deck. It might have been from Libby's deck, from Meister Tarot's awesome Oracle deck. So anyway, the only other news I can remember, there's something Raffensperger he went in to talk to Jack Smith, so the Secretary of State of Georgia, who recorded the phone call that said, where Trump was asking for, just give me, come on, man, for an hour, bugged the guy. Can you just give me 11,780 votes? That's all I need. Anyway. And I remember, let's see, what's his name? What's that guy's name? Walt Nada. He was a no-show. When, at his, what is it called? Arraignment. At his arraignment. He didn't show up. So, we'll see how that goes for him down the line. I think it might have been something to do with where he couldn't get a lawyer, though. He just couldn't find an attorney. So, anyway, let me just focus in on Trump. So, this is supposed to be for his week of the 2nd to the 8th of July. But as always, I'm going to, my default is always to my spirit guides around me that help me get the cards lined up. Oh, okay. They're saying cut the deck. All right. How 3 times. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and one more, but just in half. Okay. All right, you guys. Is that good? Yeah, that's good. Okay, now flip. Okay. Whoa. All right. Now that's something I've not done before. Okay, so let me get this lined up. I'm looking through my viewfinder, and there's so much darn light coming through the window I can barely see. So give me a little bit here. Oh, just a little bit. Can I imitate Robert De Niro? No, I don't think so. 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's our top row. Now the rest should go a lot more quickly. Yeah, so, oh, whoa. Here's the, yeah. Here's our DOJ, Merrick Garland. Yeah, I could read that a couple different ways. But for Trump, oh, and here he is, that painful loss. You know what, I do remember that because I looked at that June 16th reading that I did, and up here we had the coffin, like opening the reading. I can't remember the third card, but I do remember the coffin and the distant horizon card. So you put those together up here, and it was like a painful, painful end or loss to his vision, his loss to his longings, his loss to his probably ability to escape to another country. Now here's Jack Smith sneaking up. He's coming to get him. Like Sheila says, get him. Okay, let's see. What do we have going on here? Oh, I've got plenty of room in the viewfinder, but well, let me slide things over a little bit just in case this one side's cutting off. That certainly can happen. Okay. All right, so because he did appear, because he did come through the reading, I'm starting down here. Normally I would start up here. But, so this is Trump. The cards behind him are sneaking up on him or coming. They're, he doesn't see it coming. He's looking towards and is aware of, the cards ahead of him. So he is worried about a painful loss. He's worried about endings. He is, on one level, trying to detach and let go, but he's seeing the end of a process. And he's also maybe just resigning to, like, well, whatever, like I've often heard him say, well, it is what it is. And, he's true on some level. There's a point where you can't do anything about your situation. You're just in it. So, but then he's looking towards, I think, this could be Judge Aileen Cannon, I'm sorry, because she's about the age, she's under, I think she's, she 40, 41, something like that. I can't remember. I looked it up, but I'm not recalling. Anyway, he's looking to her to maybe support him so that the loss isn't so painful, of course. And then because the house card, which would be his assets, but then also she's one of his clan, because this is my card for clans in this deck. His assets are hanging over him. He does have, quite the fortune amassed over the years. And with that, he doesn't really have control over that anymore, is what I'm seeing. He doesn't have control over his fortune anymore. But we could also look at this card as being our Mar-a-Lago card in this deck. And I say that because the message card in like this whole line here is hanging down over him, and then this V up here. This could also be our Mar-a-Lago card. But between the two of them, we're definitely in that territory. And this is our card for his stealing, his lying, his cheating, his hiding, all of that is hanging over him. And he doesn't have any control over all these investigations going on. And there are multiple. I have notes over here of about 4 different readings I want to do because things have changed. And there's even one, there's a pyramid scheme that his whole family was investigated. And for some reason or other, they let Don Jr. and Eric and Ivanka off of that for some reason or another. So, but it's all down on him now. So anyway, that's another side note. So here's our documents, and this would be any recordings, any communications, and there's a wealth of those hanging over him. So they have, I think this week It's very possible, and if it's not this week, it's somewhere in the near future. And this could also be the past too, where maybe they've just had plenty. Now, this, I believe, is Rudy Giuliani, because they've, brought him in. He came in involuntarily. Probably he knew he was getting subpoenaed, and thought that he'd get some better treatment if he were to come in voluntarily, and that's exactly what he did. So anyway, Rudy is hanging over him. He's like, uh-oh, Rudy knows everything. Rudy knows it all, right? And this might also be, because, you can read the cards, the people cards, especially in layers. This might also be, what's her name? Noelle Dunphy. Noelle Dunphy, who had 23,000 emails and documents, I guess, from Rudy's laptop. Even though, we don't have a card for a computer in here, but all of these cards around here, because Rudy was part of his inner circle, and then Rudy's been compromised for a very, very long time. I mean, my goodness, take it back to, trying to get Zelensky to collude with them. Take it back to, remember Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman, I think? Remember those guys? Yeah, that was all Rudy taking care of that. And remember, the woman that they tried to say, Trump said, he was on recording then saying, she's going to go through some things. Oh, God. This man is just such it's the mob boss, So, this I do think is his past, the more I'm looking at it. Now, let me go from here, because this is our center card. And again, this knight's up here to his inner circle, so of course this is Rudy. And things are going to develop. It could take quite some time, but they will get inside of all the money that was made. And all of this doesn't have to be a marriage. This can be all the partnerships that are in his inner circle. And they are all going to experience a painful loss and a painful ending. So, opening the reading, we can see clearly it has to do with the documents. It has to do with the communications, and Rudy's involved in all the investigations. The four corners are telling me that this is Noelle Dunphy and Eileen Cannon, that has a tremendous amount of information, documents, emails, text messages, recordings, everything we need, just communications. They have a lot. And how the money was spent. And then who might this mature woman be? It's possible that it is Melania's mother, because this is the mother-in-law card when it comes to the people cards. It's someone who's supportive and someone who holds secrets, and because we have the distant horizons card above it, this is someone probably from a foreign culture. So, anyway, let's look at this imprisonment card here. So it doesn't always mean imprisonment. It can be taken as restriction. It's our card for things that are hidden, secrets, things that people can't get out of, though, as well. People who are kind of alone and isolated. Buildings that are like closed off from the public. But it's prisons. It can be army, military barracks. Wouldn't we love to see them in Leavenworth? But it's hanging over the Jack Smith card and my Merrick Garland card and the Discovery card. And I don't like that, except I do like that it's sneaking up behind Trump's back, and Trump is distracted enough that he's not going to see it coming. And Jack Smith has a tremendous amount of support and partnership. And this might not be, or it could also be someone else besides Melania's mother. It could also be a supportive woman that is helping Jack Smith, and that might be Liz Cheney. Although she's not from a different culture, though. This card's hanging over her. This has to do with longing. Oh, yeah, Liz Cheney is definitely longing for the fact that, well, she's longing for him to never be able to be anywhere near our White House again or in any other political position. This is a card of someone with very, big, like broad-minded type of a person who can, usually, well, it depends on the person you're reading. But because we have the courthouse, I don't have my J6 committee card here, but I feel like this is someone in support of Jack Smith because there's this connection here and the connection here with the DOJ and something that's been developing for a very long time, knighting to her, these two cards knight together. And in the past, Liz Cheney was pretty restricted to, what she could bring forth, but she turned over all the documents, everything. I mean, the J6 committee turned over everything to the DOJ a long time ago. So these cards here are pretty telling. I do think that this is Liz Cheney here. What is hanging over Jack Smith is the need to stop Trump, the need to restrict him to the degree of not, ruining our reputation with our allies anymore or losing life, right? I mean, my goodness, the karma this man has created, has accrued when it comes to COVID deaths and when it comes to his connection with Putin and Assad and Syria and all of these really dark dictators. But, of course, I do believe without a doubt that he was Mussolini in his last lifetime, so it's just a carryover. And, probably Putin was Hitler. So, anyway, I don't know if this is going to happen this week, but to have the imprisonment card hanging over Trump's head, knighting to him, coming up behind his back, he's going to at least be restricted. Jack Smith all that weight is bearing down on him. His strategy, Jack Smith's absolute strategy, is to either incarcerate Trump or restrict him to the point that he can't get away. Because this is hanging over, because this would be Trump's freedom card to get away to another country, and this is hanging over Jack Smith as well. So he's thinking of it. All this is bearing down on him. And I do believe that if he doesn't already have it, there will be some new important discoveries coming for him, to Jack Smith. Yeah, discoveries and secrets on this dirtbag. Wow. I'm drawn to the sudden wealth card up here, and I'm wondering if it's someone who knows the secrets as to foreign donations. Because this card here, I mean, it can be gambling and speculation, but it is anything to do with bringing money in and winning something. So maybe this line here is just to tell us that DOJ and Jack Smith will be winning this case as time moves forward. Now, this can be, you guys, I'm so sorry, but it's one of those things in the USA, people are presumed innocent until proven guilty. So but we have the proof. That's not a big deal. But it's a time thing we're going to have to be going through. This is a card that takes time. It can take 1 to 2 years, and that's because indictments are only accusations, and we have to go through a grand jury trial. This could be part of a secret. Oh yeah. This could be maybe this isn't Melania's mother-in-law or Trump's mother-in-law. Maybe this is a secret. Oh yeah, because of these cards touching. It could be that Jack Smith has this other strategy. You know how he had the secret grand jury trial going on in Florida? We didn't know anything about it, and it was very hidden. Well, it could be happening in New Jersey as well, because this card over here would be all of Trump's, any of his resorts. And there's, that wealth. So and this sneaky card hanging over him, like somebody's sneaking looking at your stuff. Oh my goodness. Because this can be a card of enemies. Yeah. Okay, so that's a very real possibility, is that this is a new attorney or a new judge. It's very possible this is a new judge because of these cards touching here. That there could be a secret grand jury trial going on right now, and then he'll receive indictments from that, and then there'll be the public. Well, it's not truly public if it's federal. But we will at least know what's going down. I really wish they would make these court proceedings. I wish they would make them public, as to like cameras in, so we could see things on TV like we did with the J6 committee. But if it's federal, they don't have to. I think they can choose to, but I don't think I'm sure they don't have to. And that's for protection, that's so that the information isn't out there and people can't, leak anything. Interesting. Okay, well, I think that's it for this time. I know I have so many other Kipper readings that you guys that have studied in my lessons membership. So if you notice that I've missed anything, because all these cards can be like knighted together. Yeah, painful investigations. Yeah. Oh, you know what I didn't look at? Let me look at this real quick, and then I'll just say, if you guys see anything that I missed, please drop it in the comments, because you're really good at it. The more eyes on this spread, the better. The Lover's card doesn't have to be a love relationship. It would just be somebody who's loyal. So there's someone who's very loyal to Jack Smith that has great strategy, for the DOJ, but it is taking time. And this loyal person may be this judge over here. This could be Aileen Cannon in Miami or wherever district in Florida. I can't remember. Is it the 4th? I don't know. But when it comes to this judge over here, is this, because this side is usually my future side. But sometimes it's just all the whole thing, But this definitely I look to as to see the future. And this is a future card, this is a future card, and then that's hanging over her. So I do believe it's a judge that we don't know yet in New Jersey. So we'll see if that plays out or not. I could be wrong, but I'm feeling that that's right. And there's great support backing Jack Smith up with that. And he's going to get Trump when he least expects it. It reminds me of that weird dream I had where, because when in my dreams I tend to decipher them, I tend to put myself in the positions of all the different people. And I was at my desk, and these two, guys with black coats, and I thought for sure they were, like some government official, like Secret Service, came up and said, "Okay, it's time to go." And I'm like, "Oh, hold on, I have to grab my phone, I have to grab my, tablet, whatever, iPad." And they're like, "Nope, can't take anything with you, let's go." Not mean, not cruel, just very matter of fact. And and I had gone to sleep that night asking for guidance as to what's going to happen. What's going to happen with Trump? You know, how's it gonna go down for him in the end? And yeah, and lately I haven't asked because I don't want him in my dream time. But that was quite a while ago. It was probably a year ago, actually. So anyway, I am going to get this uploaded for you guys and wish you all the best. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And if you can join Lisa and I tomorrow during our live stream, it starts at 12 Pacific. And, you know, adjust to your time zone. We'd love to be there with you, or have you there with us, I should say. Okay. Bye.